This is the largest city of Tajikistan. Dushanbe, the capital, looks like a slum with its canvas roofs. Tajikistan is the poorest country in Central Asia. The Tajiks live a hard life, but it doesn't seem to dim their sparkling smile. The bus terminal is a reflection of the country. It's in ruins. From here, truckloads of supplies and goods leave for different regions. Hello, how are you? How long have you been here? Oh, it's been 10 days. I've been waiting for a load. You'll get something eventually to carry. It's hard being a driver, but if it weren't, everyone would do this job. Driving is difficult. Finding a cargo is a pain, and the road, even more so. But that's life. Not easy to find a load in winter. Traders are hesitant. Trucks can get stuck for weeks because of a landslide or snow. It's an old Russian truck. Modern trucks are equipped with computers, but this is all we have. Ghairat checks every part of his engine. There's no way he wants to break down. He's just received a consignment of flowers. If he delivers it quickly, there'll be another cargo to deliver. The trip starts badly. He hasn't the means to change his worn tires. A stone tore this tire up in the mountains. Winter is hard because of the cold, but also because there is flooding and falling rocks. When it rains or snows a lot, water seeps into the rock and then the stones fall from above onto the trucks. It happens often. You could get killed. Ghairat's truck is patched up from odds and ends. New parts are too expensive. When the mechanics fail, Ghairat goes to see the experts in making do. They recover any bolts, any mechanical part, and magically adapt it to any vehicle. In 2 days, I'll make that car disappear. Anything that's left, the Chinese will buy. They'll take it back to China, and they'll melt it and resell it. They make iron beams or something out of it. As he leaves, the rain begins to fall. See that weather? It's a bad omen for Ghairat. But there's nothing like a little blessing from the guard to ward off the evil eye. Okay, Whitebeard? Let's pray. May God protect you on the road. May all the prophets watch over you. May all the saints of Islam be with you. Many thanks to you. May your road be safe. Thank you, thank you. Have a good trip. Thank you. Ghairat will need plenty of luck. His destination is Bulunkul, on the other side of the country. To get there, he must take the Pamir Highway, 900 kilometers of winding road on the edge of ravines. With a pass at 4,700 meters above sea level, this is the second highest freeway in the world. Freeway in only a manner of speaking. Falling rocks, landslides, river crossings, extreme temperatures that freeze the motors. Engines and men will be severely tested. Drivers fear the route, but it's the only link between the capital, Dushanbe, and the Pamir region. I mean, I'll be careful, but it's God who decides what happens. Well, we'll get some fuel here. Is it good? A simple tanker, a few cans. This is a mobile service station. The trade is tolerated in Tajikistan. I'll buy 800 litres of diesel. That should get me to Karog or Murgab. Ghairat knows the attendant well, so he is sure to get good quality fuel. Look how pure my diesel is. It's from Russia. In Tajikistan, some unscrupulous service stations dilute their diesel with water. The fuel is expensive. It costs 6 simoni a litre, about €1. Every day the prices rise and it doesn't go down the next day. 1 hour and 40 cans later, Ghairat is back on the road. We've got about 1,000 kilometers to do. As soon as he leaves Dushanbe, trouble begins. Fog has descended on the mountain. It's so thick that Ghairat can see no more than 10 meters ahead. When you reach the pass and it's raining, there's always fog. So you see nothing. Nothing but fog. In this kind of pea soup, accidents are frequent. Some drivers, unable to afford new ones, do without headlights. It's not uncommon to find a vehicle that suddenly emerges from the fog. In the mountain, any swerve could be unforgiving, as the ravine is close by. After 2 hours of driving blind, Ghairat eventually can see through the cloud. He's been driving his truck for 15 years. He inherited the job. I learned to drive with my father on his truck. At the time, the road was really very bad. It's improved gradually, and God willing, it will be even better soon. It's hard to imagine the road could have been worse than this dirt track. Oh, he looks loaded down. The road's too narrow, and I have to let him pass because the priority goes to the vehicle driving uphill. It's a dangerous crossing, a slalom between potholes on the edge of the precipice. And days have been shaken in all directions. Ghairat did not choose the life of a driver with all its dangers. We are 4 brothers in the family, and 3 of us are drivers. My father decided the youngest had to study, so he went to college in Moscow. I send him money every month for his studies. Hopefully, he'll find a good job in an office afterwards. To keep the highway passable, the state carries out occasional maintenance. But it's often little more than just tinkering, like this bridge, which the drivers were happy to see being built. But then the engineers designed it a little on the short side. Ghairat is in luck. There's not too much water, and the truck crosses smoothly. But for the cars, this car failed to make it. It's stuck. The tire slid, but there wasn't even much water. But when it rains for a week, no one can pass. Sometimes the drivers get stuck for 3 or 4 days in the water. The river is a trap for motorists, and children quickly realized there was a little easy money to be made. What are you selling? Blackberry juice. It's €2.50 a large bottle. A small one's €1.50. What do you do with the money you make? I give it to my mother. For a few extra simony, they lend a hand to drivers in difficulty. You need help? But goodwill is not enough, and salvation will have to wait for a large SUV. Ghairat is about to embark on one of the most dangerous parts of the trip. When the Soviets kept up the road, there were few accidents. They had everything planned. At this point, the rock becomes brittle when it rains, and to prevent landslides, the Russians had built these walls. Today, they're falling apart. See that? When it rains, the mountain just collapses onto the road. It's risky here. I must keep an eye open. There are rocks that come crashing down. One might even hit the truck. Ghairat is on alert, ready to brake at the slightest tremor. All along the road, there are dozens of carcasses. You see that truck? It was hit by a rock that fell off the mountain. Ghairat remains tense for this long stretch. And here an accident was only narrowly avoided. The rocks hit nobody, but they have blocked motorists for the past 12 hours. You see that? This isn't a road. The road's no good then? What would you call this, a road? Drivers take too many risks. Only aircraft could get through here. I take this road often. When I passed last week, the rocks were already blocking it. To help them out are 2 old Soviet-era bulldozers. Caterpillar trucks will brake on the stones. My bulldozer is old and not very effective. It wasn't easy to move the 2 large stones that were there. There's no problem with my machine. It works great. Assuming it will start. It requires inventiveness and patience. Look, all those at the bottom, well, they all came from up there. We don't like being here, but what can we do? There are people waiting to go through, young and old. We have to work day and night. The road is full of potholes, but the Tajiks don't complain too much. Especially when they look across the Panj River, which marks the border with Afghanistan. Our road was like that before. My grandfather told me that the Russians took 100 days to build our road. Look at the poor Afghans opposite. 70 years later and they still have nothing. Our road is really bad, but in Afghanistan they don't even have a proper surface. And now they're working on a new route. You see, up there. Tajikistan and Afghanistan emerged in the late 19th century, when the Russians and the British shared this part of Central Asia. But the two countries have not at all evolved in the same way, culturally. We're the same people. I have relatives across the border. I can't remember what year they became two separate countries, but they became Afghans and we became Soviets. Now look at the Afghans. Their women wear the burqa, whereas here, the women are completely free. Afghan women are covered from head to toe. There's just a hole for the eyes. After 15 hours, the road is finally opened. But there's no rest for the driver. It's dangerous here. I need to give him right away. He's forced to reverse for almost 50 meters alongside the precipice. Are there any other vehicles behind you? No, it's good. This is not a good place to stop. A rock will hit us on our heads and we'll be swept away by the river. Ghairat has been delayed, and it will be difficult to make up time. His truck is slowed by numerous herds of cows returning to their barns for the winter. And on this portion of the road, he cannot pick up speed. It's lined with mines identified by the skull and crossbones and the red-painted stones. A legacy of the Civil War that followed the departure of the Russians. The slightest deviation, and the mines could explode. The traffic is light, but each time he crosses another truck, Ghairat is worried. Ah, bastard, he snagged my truck. To make up a few hours, and despite the risks, Ghairat drives through the night. Further on, a dozen vehicles have been trapped by nightfall. Like Ghairat, they were delayed by the rockfalls. For them, the danger is even greater, as it's difficult for drivers to locate a passage in the dark that avoids the potholes. Everyone is reluctant to start, not wanting to end up like the SUV. The vehicle may not be stuck, but it won't go much further. Some drivers take things in hand and try to make a way through. The bravest go forward. There is plenty of danger. The drivers fear being carried away by the current. But that night, there'll be no accidents. After 3 days and 700 kilometers, Ghairat reaches the end of the first stage of his journey. This is my village. We've made it. You see, that was the first car to arrive here in the province of Badakhshan. That was during the time of the Russians. We'll rest a little here and prepare the truck. Ghairat lives with his 2 brothers and his parents. Well, that's my house. His salary of 200 euros is shared with his brothers to support the whole family. Hello, my son. Okay? How'd it go? 15 people altogether. To protect him from the evil eye, his mother blesses him with a pinch of flour. Our ancestors used to do that when they returned from traveling. This is my wife, my daughter, my other daughter, and a niece. Hello. Can you say hello? Hello. How about a little kiss? The meal is ready. This is osh. It's our local stew. The lamb stew is the traditional dish. The national dish is my speciality. There are carrots, there's oil, there's rice. And to make it tastier, his mother reveals her secret ingredient. And then I add 2 cloves of garlic. Ghairat's wife, Nilofar, is a teacher. But she stopped working to care for their children. Your daughter was asking the whole time where you were, and I told her you'd come back soon. Sometimes he goes for a month, or 10 days, or 20 days. Before, when I was alone, it was hard. But now, with the children, it's fine. Nilofar hopes that she will break the family tradition in which the men all become drivers. Our son says he'll become a driver like his father. But I told him to stay at school and then go to university. No, I don't want him to become a driver. He can do any job, but not a driver. When he's home, Ghairat never really has time to rest. He must tend to the livestock, a few cows and sheep that improve the quality of life for the whole family. To start with, I only had 1 sheep. There, and that's her daughter, and those are her children, and when they're bigger, we'll eat them. This one is a newborn. We'll crop them and make socks from their wool. It's time to celebrate in Ghairat's neighborhood. His neighbor is getting married. The sisters and cousins of the bride announce the event in the street. Young Sitora, aged 28, has been primping herself since early morning. This is the happiest day of my life. And also the most important, and God willing, I will be happy. This is the first time I'm getting married, and I hope the last. Hello! Congratulations! Grandma comes to give her best wishes to her granddaughter. By the heart of life, by the great mullah, and for your honor to all. Amen, amen. Tablecloths, towels, beauty products. The guests provide the bride's trousseau. Everything that I'm given today, I put in the chest. It's everything that I'll need for my future life. In Pamir, the women are free. The locals practice a tolerant version of Islam. I've known my future husband for 6 years. I'm free to choose who I want. They can't force me to marry anyone. The groom has hired the most beautiful car in town for the occasion. Already divorced, he's marrying for the second time today, an accepted practice in Tajikistan. The imam officiates at the ceremony. Marriage contract. As a representative of the spiritual leader, I declare you bound in holy matrimony. Amen. Congratulations. Hidden under a layer of 7 veils, a lucky number, the bride leaves her parents' house and moves into that of her husband. During the night, a heavy snow has fallen. Be careful. Have a good trip. After 2 days with his family, Ghairat is back on the road. Have a good trip. Bye. Have a good trip with no problems. See you soon, Daddy. See you soon. Bye, Dad. There are approximately 200 kilometers to go to reach Kul. It's a pass at an altitude of 4,300 meters, snowstorms, and an invisible and formidable enemy, the cold. In the mountains, temperatures often drop to minus 40 degrees. A big problem for Ghairat, since diesel freezes at minus 20 degrees. To prevent his tank from turning into ice, he knows a small trick. It's an explosive cocktail. This is airplane fuel. I mix my fuel so that it doesn't freeze. Contraband kerosene purchased under the counter. I bought it from someone who works at the airport. In these mountains, the road is not too bad, but when Ghairat reaches 2,000 meters, the old engine starts to labor. The motor's making a funny noise, like vroom, vroom, vroom. And at this height, there's little oxygen, so it's hard for the truck. Beyond 3,000 meters, the temperature drops dangerously. Precautions are necessary. Even with kerosene in the tank, nothing beats a good blanket to protect the pipes from freezing. A broken-down engine at minus 40 degrees means certain death for the driver. We are 15 kilometers before the Kerosene Pass. Here we go. A bit of chewing tobacco to give himself courage. At this altitude, we're on the roof of the world. Here's the Kerosene Pass. This is the highest point on our journey. The pass, at an altitude of 4,300 meters, is often closed because of snow, forcing drivers to wait for days in the cold. Here, the border with China is close by. All these trucks are Chinese. They're going to Korog. After years of communism, Tajikistan now has a market economy. Neighboring China is therefore taking the opportunity to flood the country with its raw materials, such as fuel. To get to Tajikistan, the Chinese have to come across the pass. But when it's closed due to bad weather, the entire region suffers. And for several days, there hasn't been a drop of petrol for miles around. Hey, how's it going? Oh, fine, except we have no fuel. Can you spare some? No, sorry. Oh well, have a good trip. Thank you. The men will wait 3 days before being refueled. The villages where Ghairat is going are in the coldest areas of Tajikistan. There's nothing here. There's no wheat, no agriculture. People live mainly by raising yaks. How can they live here? There's nothing. There's no trees. There's no water. When Ghairat reaches Bulunkul, the first village, it's too late to unload his flour. The people are busy gathering their herds of yaks. Not to keep them warm, but to protect them from another danger. I've rounded up 13 yaks, but 3 are missing. They'll sleep outside, but it's dangerous because of wolves. Yaks don't mind the cold. I've brought them here because of the wolves. Tonight, Ghairat will sleep in his truck. It's minus 20 degrees tonight. Everything's frozen. Okay, good night, I'm going to sleep. Well, probably not. I'll sleep for an hour or 2, then wake up to start the engine. Ghairat wants to start the engine 4 or 5 times during the night to prevent it from freezing. Otherwise, I'll be stuck here till spring. Good night. 2 hours later, Ghairat wakes up as planned. The padlock's stuck. The truck begins to freeze. I want to check the diesel's not frozen. No, that's fine. It's 8 in the morning, and the village of Bulunkul is slowly waking up. Ghairat's still asleep. At school, the day begins with coal duty. You will draw a square on your notebook and calculate its perimeter. Well, our biggest problem is the cold in the winter. The temperature in the village goes down often to -40, even -45 degrees. The children are just as covered up in class as they are outside. In these remote villages, there are few luxuries, but the government is ensuring that each student has a textbook at least. Draw a square with sides that are 3 centimeters long. It's a policy that's paying off. At 99.5%, Tajikistan has a higher literacy rate than Europe. Today, it's -20 degrees. It's almost summer for these people. That's not too cold. It's only -20. When it's -50, that's cold. We're used to anything above that. Ghairat has slept well, maybe too well. He failed to wake up every 2 hours. I think it had to be -30. The engine froze. I'll make a fire to warm it up. I didn't start it up every 2 hours last night. And it's really frozen solid. Armed with a blowtorch, Ghairat attacks the ice. It's painstaking work, and he has to be careful not to burn the electric cables. Some men come by and give him a hand. And when one begins to heat up the tank, no one seems the slightest bit concerned. No, it's not dangerous, it's okay. Everyone is playing with fire just a few centimeters from the fuel. Up here, there appear to be no rules. We've heated the diesel, so it should speed up the process now. Once heated through, the scalding diesel fuel is injected directly into the engine. After 2 hours of effort, now let's see if it starts. Only God knows if it'll work. Now it's the battery. The only car in working order is requisitioned. I'm attaching the cables. And the Kamaz comes back to life. With the engine running, Ghairat unloads the flour. Can someone help me up here? He keeps about 15 bags that are for Samantash, a tiny hamlet at the end of the road, another 20 kilometers away. But before leaving, the men warn him. It's almost impossible to pass the road. It's blocked. You'll get stuck. It's been difficult for vehicles the last couple of days on this road. But I have to go. Okay, go ahead. And if you get stuck, we'll give you a hand. Okay, thanks. Bye. The snow has transformed this small slope into an almost insurmountable obstacle. I can't do it. It's just too slippery. There's too much snow. The six-wheel drive makes no difference. Will 3 shovelfuls of stone do the trick? Ghairat manages to get out, but only by a few meters. Without chains, it can't be done. It's sliding around too much. The truck appears to have regained traction. But at a price, and Ghairat is forced to push his old engine to the limit. He feels it might snap at any moment. No, it won't work. And if it breaks, there's not going to be anyone that's going to come and get us out of the middle of nowhere here. We're going to carefully turn around. The engine is his livelihood. He prefers to give up. In these distant lands, solidarity is key. A man in trouble can always find a solution. There was too much snow and ice, I couldn't get through. Can you take the flour yourselves? Yes, I'll take care of it. I'll go up there with my horses. Don't be too late, please. No problem. Okay, good, thanks. Ghairat heads back to Dushanbe, the capital, hoping not to get stuck too long on the way, and hoping to find a new cargo. Early the next morning, Dunaya sets off with 2 companions. Come on, guys. Let's load up. We'll bring that flour. They're hungry, and we're thirsty. We have to get there before night time. The roads will be hard. There's snow, ice, and rocks. It doesn't do to travel in the mountains without weapons. I need my gun because there are wolves on the road. They can attack the donkeys and sometimes even men. Goodbye, wife. With Dunaya leading the way, the little party leaves. Will the animals be more effective than a 6-wheel drive truck? Well, for now, the donkeys want to go their own way. Come on, don't lag behind, you guys. It's late. Days are short. Come this way. Come on, follow me. The convoy has to arrive before dark. They can't sleep outdoors in these extreme temperatures. Don't stay behind. It's hard, you sink into the snow. But we need to go forward. It's the only way. Well, listen, we can't go that way. We'll have to go this way. There seems to be less snow over there. And then we'll cross over to that side. Come on. Go ahead. Very few of these farmers have gone beyond their own region. They know virtually nothing of the outside world. Their knowledge is different, like the art of reciting poetry to give themselves courage. When I was 7, I was like a flower in a field. Now that I'm 14, I realize it's different. Do not be lazy. It's no longer time to play. It's time for art and pride. And to learn to be transformed as long as the days continue their parade. Come on, guys, we're almost there. Just another kilometre round that hill, and we'll be there before dark. Come on, let's go. After hours in the snow, the team are at the end of their tether, exhausted. Hello, how are you, my sister? Fine, thanks. Here, we've got your flour. We're tired. Unload the donkeys, men. It's enough to see this family through part of the winter. The flour is used to make the daily bread, which forms the basis of all meals in Tajikistan. Oh, give us some hot tea. That'll be lovely. One doesn't receive guests without serving what they call antifreeze. It's poor quality alcohol, and it's wreaking havoc in these remote villages. Here's your vodka. Where's it from? Tajikistan. Oh, it looks good. A toast. To the children's health and yours, mother. Live long and well. Oh, yeah, must live well, eh? Oh, I'm warmed up inside now. Hey, this antifreeze has reached down to my toes. Well, that was good. And a few drinks later... there's none left. No antifreeze. It's finished. Hey, my sister, we're going now. Goodbye, Rahim, my brother. We'll be back for sure. Without their loads, the return journey will be faster. So long as the men don't zigzag too much. More than one villager has died in the snow because of alcohol.
Majnun, 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 John, 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 Mara Kushti Ba.